Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a Should You Summon for the new units, Shallotte, Girl's Ambition, and Shallistera, School Maiden. Let's get to it, shall we? Let's start with Shallistera, shall we? Here we are, Shallistera. She is a fire support. Her gifts are Stab Curse, Magic Defense Blessing, and Fire Damage Boost. Her synthesis colors are red and blue. Looking at her gifts, uh, they're okay. The stab curse is gonna be useful when you're trying to make items that are for uh stab teams, so that you can reduce the enemy stab resistance. So that's gonna be helpful. And then as far as the magic defense blessing goes, that'll be helpful when you're like crafting like gears to like be a little bit more tanky for certain stages. So that'll be helpful here and there. And then as far as the fire damage boost goes, I think that's my favorite gift of hers because, like I stated before in my other videos, I really like the different type of affinity damage boost just because it gives you a pretty good amount of damage boost for that certain type of affinity. So that's always really really nice to have on a character. So yeah, I like that one a lot. And then as far as her synthesis colors go, red and blue are pretty good. She can combine with like a decent amount of characters to create like some pretty good like equipment and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, no, her gifts are pretty good. Let's move on to Shallistera's stats, shall we? Her stats are as follows: HP 1546, physical attack 534, magic attack 634. Her speed is 243. Her magic defense is 623, and then her physical defense is 623, sorry, and her magic defense is 645. Looking at her stats are like pretty average. None of them actually like stand out too much. She's like has okay speed. She's not the fastest, but she's also not the slowest. I think she's somewhere in the middle. Um, the fastest is like Bolt Resna with like the insane 260 speed. But yeah, no, her stats are all right. There's nothing like that stands out. Let's move on to Shallistera's skills, shall we? Here we go. Shallistera School Maiden for the Atelier Shallys Legends Fest. Her skills are as follows. Her skill 1 is after attacking, recover 5% of all allies' HP. The wait time is 100, the range is single target, the power is 71, and the break is 7. Um, Looking at her first skill, I like that she attacks with her first skill. Like that's pretty good. But then as far as the second part to it goes, 5% is not that much HP, but I'm glad that she does a little bit of healing for like everybody with her first skill too. So that's pretty nice. But no, her first skill is not that impressive. Let's move on to her skill 2. Shallistera skill 2 is after recovery, give damage received minus 10% to all allies until they are attacked once. The wait time is 200, the range is AoE, the power is 93, and the break is non-existent. Looking at her skill 2, the power is referring to how much she's going to be healing. And it's an AoE, so it's going to heal everybody. I like that it reduces how much damage we receive by like 10%. It's not that much, but it doesn't state like any specific kind of damage. It just means all kinds of damage, which is pretty nice. And she can like heal us, so that's always pretty good. Whenever you need like extra healing or need to be tanky for like any like certain stages, her skill 2 would be like pretty useful. I like it. Let's move on to Shallistera's Burst, shall we? Here we are. Shallistera's Burst is after attacking, give all allies receive damage minus 30% until they are attacked once. Also grants 50% minus 50% damage received from single target attacks to all allies until they are attacked once. It has a wait time of 200, the range is AoE, the power is 300, and the break is 37. Looking at her burst, I kind of like her burst. I like that it makes everybody like a lot more tankier, especially to single target attacks because you can add both of these to manage minus damage received. Uh, it'll add up to 80%, and that's like a pretty good amount of like mitigation to how much damage you're gonna get. So that's kind of nice. The power is like not too high, but at least she like hits them with her ult, which is kind of nice. But yeah, no, her burst is alright. I like that it makes everybody tankier. Let's move on to Shallistera's passives. Her passives are minus 5% damage taken by all allies, as well as sleep resistance plus 30%. Looking at her passives are alright. You get a little bit of damage mitigation from her first passive, which is kind of nice, but it's not that high. The sleep resistance is going to help in any stages where they try to put you to sleep. So, that's always a thing. Um, yeah, her passives are alright. Shallistera overall is like uh okay like healer who like focuses on like mitigating how much damage you receive, and that's like kind of nice. But she's not like the best like healer out there, so there's that. Let's move on to Shallotte, shall we? Here we have Shallotte. She is a strike breaker. Her gifts are strike blessing, magic curse, and stun damage up. Her synthesis colors are yellow and purple. Looking at her gifts, I like the strike blessing. It's gonna be useful when you're crafting items that can boost your like strike damage. And like 45% is like a good amount of damage like boost. So that's a thing. So I like that about her. I like the Mighty Curse because it's like really useful when you're crafting items to reduce the enemy's like physical like resistance, and that's like pretty nice here and there. And then as far as the stun damage up goes, I haven't seen that very often, but it boosts damage to stunned enemies by like 3% to 30%. So that's gonna be like helpful when you're like trying to like do stages where you're gonna stun the enemy, and then your like attacker's gonna do like a lot of damage because like you're gonna give them stun damage up. Uh, that's kind of interesting. I kind of like it. I haven't tried it yet, but I have to give it a shot and let you guys know. Um, as far as her synthesis colors being yellow and purple, those are okay colors. I don't know like who can she combine with right now, but I'm sure that there's like a good amount of combinations out there. The more colors you have, the better. So that's always a thing. Yeah, her gifts are all right. I kind of like them. Let's move on to Shallotte's stats, shall we? Here we are. Her stats are as follows: HP 1579, her physical attack is 712, her magic attack is 589, her speed is 245, her physical defense is 511, and her magic defense is 545. Looking at her stats are all right. Her speed, she's like in the middle. She's like not the fastest, but she's not the slowest out there. As far as her physical attack goes, she has the highest physical attack out of the current 3-star breakers that we have, which is kind of nice because it seems like she's supposed to do like damage. But I'm not sure how much damage because she's just a breaker. But yeah, no, her stats are all right. Let's move on to Charlotte's skills, shall we? Here we have Shallotte, Girl's Ambition, for Atelier Shallys Legends Fest. Her skills are as follows. Her skill 1 is, after attacking, give yourself break damage plus 20% for 1 turn. Also grants damage received plus 20% to the target until it is attacked once. It has a wait time of 100, the range is single target, the power is 53, and the break is 20. Looking at her first skill is like pretty good. I like that it gives her like break damage by like 20%. That's like a good amount. It's gonna help her break whenever she needs it. I also like that it gives the enemy like damage received plus 20%, because it means that she's increasing her break and she's also increasing how much damage the enemy is gonna receive, which is pretty nice. So yeah, no, her skill 1 is like pretty good. I like it. Let's move on to Shallotte's skill 2, shall we? Her skill 2 is, when the target is in break state, damage plus 40%. It has a wait time of 200, the range is AoE, the power is 115, and the break is 58. Looking at her skill 2 is alright. It seems like we want the enemy to be stunned so that we can do a little bit more damage, like 40% more damage, but her skill 2 power is like not that high. It's only 115. But it seems like she's trying to do some damage. So, maybe whenever we need like a little bit more damage from her breaker, she's gonna be like kind of nice. But yeah, no, her skill 2 is alright. Not too good, but like not too bad, I guess. Let's move on to Charlotte's burst, shall we? Her burst is, when the target breaks, give the target damage received plus 60% until it receives 1 attack. It has a wait time of 200, the range is AoE, the power is 240, and the break is 150. Looking at her burst is pretty good. It's kind of interesting actually. As long as we break the targets, we're gonna be giving like everybody damage received plus 60%. You know, as long as they break, for one attack, and that's kind of nice. 60% damage like increase is like kind of nice, especially for like your attacker. It's gonna like boost their overall like damage output, and you know that's always like really good when you're trying to do a lot of damage. um it seems like she's trying to do like some damage herself. The power is 240. That's like a good amount of power, but it's like not the highest, but like it seems like she's trying to do like some damage for a breaker, which is kind of nice here and there. Let's move on to Shallotte's passives, shall we? Her passives are as follows. Her passive one is when the attack target breaks, give yourself physical attack plus 15%, maximum 30%. She also has blindness resistance plus 30%. Looking at her passives, I like her first passive a lot. It gives herself like more physical damage, and it seems like she's trying to do like some type of damage with her kit. So that's always like really nice, especially since she's a breaker. She's gonna be able to like break them and then get that physical attack bonus up to like 30%, like pretty easy. Like I feel like you know it's gonna be pretty good for her. Yeah, I like that passive a lot. And then as far as the blindness resistance goes, the blindness resistance is gonna help in stages where, of course, you know they have blindness, and that's always really nice. Looking at Shallotte overall, she seems like she's a breaker that wants to do like a good amount of damage. I'm not 100% sure like how much damage she's gonna be doing, but it seems like she wants to be doing damage, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, she's all right. Not my favorite, but like not the worst character out there. The Memoria coming out with them, it is called Riding with a Best Friend. It's really cute. I like it a lot. I kind of want it, but you know, it's not like the best Memoria out there, but I really do want it because it looks really cute. Okay, so the ability effect for this Memoria is while equipped to a character with fire affinity, boosts HP recovery given by 6% to 52%, depending on what refinement is at. At level 30, the HP is 18%, the physical attack is 6%, the magic attack is 21%, the speed is 4%, the physical defense is 23%, and the magic defense is also 23%. You know, looking at the Memoria, like I was saying, it's not the best Memoria out there. The HP recovery, like given by like 52% is kind of like a lot. You just have to have it at higher refinements. But it's like very specific to like characters with fire affinity, so like that's like what makes it like not so good. You know, if it was for like all characters, then you know that would be pretty good. But no, it's like specifically for fire characters, and then it's only for like HP recovery. So only specific characters can like kind of use it, you know. Yeah. Okay, you guys. Lastly, I wanted to go over whether or not we should be summoning on this banner. I feel like for this banner, you should definitely be trying to save your gems. If you really want to, you can like use some tickets on it. But I really recommend trying to save your gems. Both Shallotte and Shallistera are both like pretty good characters, but you know they're not the best characters out there. There's definitely better characters that you should be like saving for. And then as far as the Memoria goes, it's an alright Memoria, but like it's not the best Memoria out there as well. So you know this banner altogether is just not that good. But you know if you really want to, definitely use your tickets. And then as far as everything else goes, just try to save your gems. Like I said, definitely better characters coming out. So yeah, that's that. Okay, you guys, that should be it for the video. I would like to wish everybody that is summoning good luck on all their wishes. If you guys found any of this information helpful, or if you guys liked the video, please make sure to leave a like and a subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!